Today, we are going to do a quick lesson that'll give us a break from the other lessons that we've had. And we're going to look at something called cross canceling. That's the whole purpose of doing this lesson, so that you can learn how to cross cancel. So let me show you what that means. Now, we have been doing, we know if I want 1/2 times 8, we know I can slap a 1 under it, right? So I would come over here and I could say 1/2 times 8 over 1, right? Same problem. I just slapped a 1 under it, under the 8. So what I'm going to do when I mean cross cancel, what I mean by that is I'm going to look across on each number and see if I can make these numbers a little smaller. This is not something you have to do, but it will help you a lot if our numbers are large numbers. This one would have been an easy one to do. Multiply across, that would be 8. 2 times 1 is 2. That would be 8 halves. And then we could say 8 divided by 2 is 4. That one's easy. But let's practice cross canceling. 1 and 1. This, I wouldn't change anything. 1 goes into 1 one time. I'll leave that alone. Let's go this way. Could I cross cancel here? Look at the lowest number. Can 2 go into 8? Yes, it can. So I'm going to divide 2 into itself and 2 into 8. So 2 goes into 8 4 times. So I'm going to change that 8 to 4. And 2 goes into itself 1 time. Now, that's what cross canceling is. Now I multiply across. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1, and that would equal 4 divided by 1 is 4. Now, let's look at this one. I would come, I'd say, well, that's 10, slap a 1 under it, times 3/5. See, it's the exact same problem. The only thing I did differently right now is I put a 1 under the 10. Now, let's cross cancel. Look at the 1 and the 3. Take the lowest number, the 1. Well, 1, we know 1's going to go into 3 3 times. Nothing will change, so we'll leave this alone. See, 1 goes into 3 3 times, so we'll leave the 3 alone, and 1 goes into itself 1 time. Now let's look at these. Look at the 5 and the 10. 5 will go into itself, and 5 will also go into 10. So let's cross cancel. 5 will go into 10 2 times, so we're going to change that 10 to a 2. And 5 will go into itself 1 time. Come across. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. So 6 divided by 1 is 6. So that's what cross canceling is. Keep working with it. If you're a little confused about it, don't give up on it just yet. Let's keep practicing. Okay, we are going to go into the Learn book, and we are going to be on page 172. It's actually, this starts the lesson 171, but we're not going to do this side. We're not doing 171. We are going to do 172, the back of that page. Now, let me zoom in on this just a little bit, if you'll excuse me. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, wait, I can move this over. Let's see. There's my zoom right there. Now, I'll just bring this. All right. Looking at this, we are going to just do this side. So let's go ahead right now and let's just do an X over here. By the way, if you haven't pulled your book out yet and opened it up, you may want to pause the video. We are not going to follow these steps. So let's just get rid of those steps. That's not what we're doing today. Today, we're simply going to practice cross canceling. And we're going to use these problems to help us. All right, let's get started. We've got 14 times 3/7 equals, I'm going to slap a 1 under that 14 times 3/7. I wrote the exact same problem except I put a 1 under it. I'll do this where you can see it a lot better. Now, normally, see, we would come across and do 14 times 3. See how that's a big number that you've got to figure out? Cross-canceling will help with that. So we're going to look at the 14 and the 7 and the 1 and the 3, and let's try to reduce it. Now, let's look at the 7 and the 14. Let's look at the small number. Will 7 go into 14? We know it'll go into itself. Yes, 7 will go into 14 2 times. So we'll change the 14 to 2. And 7 will go into itself 1 time. Now let's go this way. Take the lowest number. 1 goes into 3 3 times. Since we're using 1, we won't change anything because it would give us the exact same number. 1 goes into 3 3 times. 1 goes into itself 1 time. So let's just come across. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. So 6 divided by 1 equals 6. See, not that bad. Definitely a lot friendlier problem to work with. All right, let's go look at B. Equals 3/4 times, we'll take the 36 over 1. See, normally we would come across and say 3 times 36. That would cause you to have to do extra work. Let's reduce these by cross-canceling. Once again, we'll cross-cancel these, but it's 1. That's my lowest number. 1 will go into 1 1 time. 1 will go into 3 3 times. So I don't want to use that. That nothing will change. Let's try the other two. 4, will it go into 36? Yes, it will. 4 will go into 36 9 times, and 4 will go into itself 1 time. Equals 3 times 9 is 27. 1 times 1 is 1. So 27 divided by 1 equals 27. Definitely a lot friendlier to work with. All right, let's look at C. If I get too fast, just pause it. I'll say 30 over 1 times 13 over 10. See, nobody wants to come across and do 30 times 13 and then 1 times 10 and then divide those. So let's reduce them by cross-canceling. 1 and 13. We know when we've got a 1 on the bottom, when we divide 1 into 13, nothing will change. It would stay 13. So we'll leave all this alone. Let's look at 10 and 30. 10 will go into 30. Remember, you take the lowest number. 10 will go into 30 3 times, and 10 goes into itself 1 time. 3 times 13, well, that's kind of a big number, isn't it? But it's better than 30 times 13. 3 times 13, if you don't know that, you would come over to the side and say 13 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3, so that's 39. 1 times 1 is 1, so my answer is 39. All right. Try this one on your own. Pause the video, see if you can do this one on your own, and then play the video and check behind yourself. Okay, let's see how you did. All right, we've got 9/8 times, I'll take 32 and slap a 1 under it, equals, see, 9 times 32, nobody wants to do that. So let's cross cancel. 1 and 9. Take the lowest number, see if it'll go into the largest. 1 will go into 9, see 9 times. Nothing will change. 1 will go into itself 1 time. Leave these alone. Let's try this. 8 will go into 32 4 times, and 8 will go into itself 1 time. Now, 9 times 4 is 36. 1 times 1 is 1. And 36 divided by 1 equals 36. So, I hope you see that you're getting a little better at this. Let's come down and look at this part. So we're doing, and it says solve each problem any way you choose. We're solving this the way we solved it up here. So we're wanting to know, what is half of 60? Well, we all know half of 60 is 30, right? But remember, we're using our cross-canceling method. So let's practice. Equals 1/2 times, take the 60, slap a 1 under it. Now, 1 will go into 1. See, if you've noticed, anytime your lowest number is 1 and you want to cross cancel, you just leave them alone because you'd get the same thing. Now, 2 and 60. 2 will go into 60 30 times, and 2 will go into itself 1 time. And 1 times 30 is 30, and 1 times 1 is 1. So 30 divided by 1 equals 30. So you could write that over here. It says 1/2 a minute equals how many seconds? See, 1/2 of 60, 1/2 of 60 seconds, which is 1/2 of a minute, would be 30 seconds. All right, let's go to B. And I challenge you, as we're working these, you pause the video every time, work it, and then check behind yourself. That's how you're going to learn how to do this. Just copying what I'm doing and not really understanding what's happening, that won't help you. So 3/4 times, I'll take 60 over 1 equals, let's cross cancel, 1 into 3 because it's my lowest number. Remember, when you're using 1 to cross cancel, you'll leave them alone because nothing changes. All right, we've got 4 and 60. 4 will go into 60. If you didn't know that, you could go and divide it yourself. But 4 is going to go into 60 15 times. And 4 will go into itself 1 time. Come across, 3 times 15 is 45. And 1 times 1 is 1. And 45 divided by 1 equals 45. So 3/4 of an hour equals 45 minutes. 3/4 of 60 minutes. See, 60 minutes is an hour. So 3/4 an hour equals 45 minutes. Okay, looking at this part, C. 3/10 times 1,000 over 1 equals, let's cross cancel. 1 will go into 3. It'll go 3 times, so we'll leave this alone. Let's look at 10 and 1,000. 10 will go into 1,000 100 times, right? Remember, we could say 10 goes into 10 1 time and then put those 2 zeros with it. And 10 will go into itself 1 time. And 3 times 100 is 300. 1 times 1 is 1. And that equals, I got to make it tiny, 300. Now, 3/10 of a kilogram equals 300 grams. We're just writing this answer. Now, 4/5 times 100. Or if we want to know what 4/5 of 100 is. 4/5 times 100 over 1. Let's cross cancel. 1 into 4, remember, nothing's going to change there. So let's look at the 5 and the 100. 5 will go into 100 20 times, and 5 will go into itself 1 time. 4 times 20 is 80. 1 times 1 is 1. And 80 divided by 1 is 80. So we'll just fill it in over here. 4/5 of a meter equals 80 centimeters. Now, let me tell you what I want you to do on your own. This was our Learn book. I want you to go to your Succeed book, and I want you to turn to page 125. Succeed book, page 125. I want you to X this part out. You're not doing this part. Scribble these directions out. You're not doing those. And I only want you to do, don't worry about doing this side. I only want you to do A through E. And what you're going to do, you're going to practice cross canceling. I want you to cross cancel. Use what we did today in your Learn book. Let this help you. But you're only doing A through E. I want you to take pictures of this page that you did with me, and I want you to take a picture of this page and send it to me when it's complete. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know.